Hello everyone, this is Isabel. I'm at Submarine Networks World 2024 in Singapore. And today I'm joined by James Murphy. He's Managing Director APAC at DC Byte. James, welcome to my hot seat.
Isabel, great to be here and thank you for having me on the show.
So James, there's a lot going on with investments in the region. What do you think is the role of private equity in driving growth in the data center space in APAC?
Well, data centers require a huge amount of capital. And data centers are only getting bigger and bigger. So maybe 5 years ago, a data center might be 20 megawatts. So you'd be writing a check for maybe 200 million US dollars. They're just getting larger and larger. And now it's not uncommon to see a project of 100 megawatts plus. And so private equity has kind of come in to fill that gap and ensure that there's sufficient capital to build at scale and at the speed which is now being required by the major clients, the likes of Microsoft, Amazon, Google, the Chinese hyperscale cloud. So they need capacity quickly. And the only way they can really get funding the only way projects can get funded is with the help of private equity. Private equity obviously sees good opportunity for returns in both some of the more established markets, the Japans, Singapores, Australia, but also the emerging markets as well. So private equity is filling that gap as the capital requirements for the projects gets larger and larger across the region.
And what is the trigger in attracting these private equity to the region?
They're doing it to make money. Let's not kid ourselves. They're seeing returns, they're getting pretty solid returns on their investment. The demand is there, like I said. So the Microsofts, Amazons, Googles, Chinese clouds, they almost have a seemingly insatiable appetite for data center capacity. Another catalyst to this demand is AI, which we're only really at the beginning of this journey in APAC. So you've got cloud adoption still in its relatively early stages compared to North America and Europe. And on top of that, you've got AI. So like I said, the major customers in the space have got a really insatiable demand for data center capacity. Private equity is helping to fill that gap by providing the capital for what are extremely capital intensive projects. And like I said, the capital intensity of these projects is only getting higher and higher as the projects are generally getting larger and larger and more complex. And so, like I said, they're chasing pretty good returns. In established markets where maybe there might be perceived to be less risk, they're still getting low teen return on IRR. And then in some of the more emerging markets or frontier markets, they're getting high teens in some cases as well. So they are providing a service of sorts, but at the same time, they're also seeing pretty good returns. And that's why you're seeing big checks being written in this part of the world. Like the most recent one a couple of weeks ago was obviously the AirTrunk deal, Australian-based platform getting $16 billion, a check for $16 billion. And I think a lot of the other players, the big guys in the space and even some of the sovereigns, people like that are looking at it and they want to get in on the action. So yeah, good returns are essentially driving the investment and very strong customer demand as well.
Okay, that's very exciting. That's very positive. So you're at DC Byte. What is the role of DC Byte in empowering the different stakeholders to take advantage of this great opportunity, the data center opportunity in APAC?
Yes, so DC Byte, we're a data center intelligence platform. So we work with most of the major operators. We work with most of the major private equity funds. We work with some of the end users as well. And what we do is we essentially track any data center development of any sort of note, not only in APAC, but globally. So we track about 7,000 assets globally. And we ensure that when people are looking at where to deploy, what size they should be deploying, that they've got all the information in front of them so they can make educated decisions on where they should be deploying their facilities, deploying capital, whatever it might be. Like I said, we'll provide the raw data to allow them make the most educated decision they can on how to deploy, like I said, capacity and capital.
A lot of exciting times ahead for the data center business in APAC and DC Byte, of course.
Yes.
So I'll be watching you. Maybe last time we met was at PTC in Hawaii, and this time Singapore. Who knows next time where?
Yeah, who knows? Could be Europe next time. Right.
Thank you for a great interview, James.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you for having me.
Everyone, thank you for watching, and until my next hot shot.